a story to illustrate lust as a part of happy living. Once upon a time in a small town, there was a man named Daniel. He had spent years following the path society had set for him, working a stable job, maintaining a polite and predictable life, and keeping his emotions in check. But deep inside, he felt something was missing. There was a fire inside him that had been dimmed, a passion he had long buried under expectations and routine. One evening, Daniel met a woman named Elena at a local art gallery. She was different. She spoke about life with a hunger that captivated him. She had an insatiable curiosity, an undeniable energy that drew people toward her. She saw the world not just as it was, but as it could be, filled with colors, sensations, and untamed desires. Intrigued, Daniel found himself opening up to her. She asked him, "What excites you? What do you crave?" And for the first time in years, he admitted he didn't know. He had spent so long suppressing his desires that he had forgotten what it meant to yearn for something beyond comfort and security. Elena invited him to embrace his passions, not just for her, but for himself. She encouraged him to paint again, a hobby he had abandoned long ago. She challenged him to seek pleasure in experiences, to savor every moment rather than rushing through life mechanically. Slowly, Daniel began to transform. He felt more alive, more present. He realized that his desires, whether for art, love, or adventure, were not things to be ashamed of but sources of joy and fulfillment. As time passed, Daniel began exploring more of what made him feel alive. He took spontaneous weekend trips to places he had never been before. He indulged in new cuisines, danced in the rain, and dared to dream without the fear of judgment. He embraced the thrill of uncertainty, the joy of surrendering to the present moment. For the first time in years, he wasn't living for the expectations of others. He was living for himself. Elena, too, was learning from Daniel. His structured, disciplined nature taught her the value of commitment and focus. Together, they became a force of balance, she reigniting his suppressed desires, and he helping her channel her boundless energy into meaningful pursuits. Their relationship was not just built on physical attraction, but on a mutual hunger for growth and exploration. One night, as they sat on a quiet beach under the starlit sky, Daniel whispered, "I finally understand." When Elena asked him what he meant, he simply said, "Lust is not just about wanting another person. It's about wanting more from life. It's about chasing what excites you, what moves you, what makes your heart race. It's about being unafraid to want, to feel, to crave." Years later, Daniel looked back at his old self, the man who had buried his passions beneath routine and predictability. He realized that the moment he allowed himself to desire, to truly yearn for something beyond the ordinary, was the moment he began to live. In the end, Daniel's story is a reminder that lust, when understood and embraced, is not something to fear. It is the spark that ignites love, ambition, and fulfillment. It is the force that makes life vibrant and meaningful. And perhaps, just like Daniel, we all have the power to rekindle that fire within us.